late in the evening. Look at this. Return. What's happening, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I have a nice little treat for you. This is going on this bad boy right here. That is my 10,000 pound gross vehicle weight enclosed trailer, and this bad boy right here is a product from a company called BEETRO. Now guys, if you go on Amazon and you Google trailer jacks, many are gonna come up. But what you definitely want to look at, you definitely want to check out their reviews, the capacity the jack can lift as far as the trailer tongue weight. You want to check out the lift and so forth. And this actually hit the spot. Guys, as I said, this is from a company called BEETRO, B-E-E-T-R-O. This is a 4,000 pound A-frame type electric trailer jack. This thing is freaking awesome. You can hook this up to your 12-volt wire. I'll show you that in a little bit. So once you plug your 7-pin plug to your truck, the jack is going to have power. Guys, this is actually a pretty nice jack. It comes with all the hardware, necessary hardware that you need: bolts, nuts, the washers. The washers are actually special. That is how the jack is going to get grounded to the trailer, so just keep that in mind. That drop leg, it's a round, it's actually a pretty nice round drop leg that you can get an extra 8 inches on, and the full stroke of the jack itself, it's about 14, so it's like a 22-inch lift overall, which is it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Obviously, guys, it's 12 volts to operate this, and you can hook this up to your battery or whatever the case might be. So what you want to do first, take your trailer, drop it on your hitch. Okay, now what we're gonna have to do is take these bolts off right here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, undo the locking pin from the bottom so that you can pull the pole through once you loosen up the bolts. Okay, now guys, obviously key features about this: you have, as I said, all your hardware. You actually have your manual lift tool right here, in case, obviously, if you're not connected to the truck. And as I said, you could wire this a couple different ways. I have a battery inside my trailer, so I could actually run this wire and extend it directly to the battery, so I can always have power to this bad boy right here. I don't know if I'm going to do that just yet though, because I'm just a little bit of pressed for time. You have your on-off switch. This here is for, this has an LED light, and then you have return and extend. I'm guessing this is what it means, which actually kind of makes sense. And this slot right here, this is the hole. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but you insert that tool in there and wind it up or down. And the cool thing about this is this has a bubble level in it, so you can see how level the trailer and the hitch is. So yeah, you can actually get an idea of if you need to either drop your hitch or whatever the case like that, to make your trailer nice and level, because you don't want it raised, if you get what I'm saying. But that is pretty awesome. And this is your LED light right under here. This is what this switch right here controls. Okay, So guys, in the box you have all your instructions. They have assembly and installation. Please take time to read this. It actually tells you exactly what you need to know. They're actually pretty good instructions. A lot of companies you'll find out there, they don't have great instructions. Guys, I don't know if I mentioned this. I think I got this for $170, and I think at the time they were giving like $20 or $30 discount. Just remember, certain companies give discounts all the time on Amazon, so they're not always going to be discounted and so forth. But this is roughly like a $200 electric jack. So, you know, food for thought. All right guys, so what you're gonna need is a 14 mil socket, extension, a ratchet, or various tools. It's very, very simple to take off. As I said, make sure you're on your hitch, so you don't have to necessarily use, if you don't have your truck or whatever with you, you could always use jacks to lift the, to prop up the tongue, so to speak. Okay. And once I took it off, okay, I took some brake cleaner, right? Took some brake cleaner, spread it on there, wiped it off clean. Wiped it off clean, and then what I did was I took my rotary wire wheels here and I put one on my drill and I just went around the area. Now, without me even doing that, let me show you how you can test if this is gonna be grounded properly. Okay, because they gave you those washers to act as a good ground, and in their directions they specifically say use sandpaper to sand any paint or anything off the surface, but this here is just raw metal. Now what you do is you take your tester. Now most trailers would have like a little battery or whatever just for their emergency brake controller. Okay, you put your tester, the one lead, on the positive instead of the negative. And then to see if you have a good ground, you take your tester and touch it to the place that you're grounding it to. Look, nice and bright. So guess what? This is a good ground. And that's what you want. Okay? So that's how you test. So now, once I ground that there, it's gonna be good. So now all I gotta do now is take this off, okay? And this, you just remove it just like so. Now once you loosen that, this piece comes off. Hold on. Okay, pick it up, put it through the hole, and it fits perfectly. Okay, now here's the kicker. You can either put it, they have it mounted where you could put it sideways, you can rest it, let me see, I don't know if you could put it towards the back. Yeah, you could, but you can't put it directly to the back. You can put it to the side. I would probably tell you that's what you want to do. I would recommend you probably doing it to the side like this. So what that'll give you is you have, if your tailgate comes down, okay, I'm gonna show you. And that's one thing I hated about the other that other manual jack, because when the tailgate comes down, this part right here is gonna F up your tailgate, okay? So if you put it like this to the side, and at least if the tailgate comes down, the front buttons on the jack are not gonna get damaged, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna get damaged or anything like that. That's what I would do. And now if you open the tailgate and it comes down, it's gonna sit right there. And I actually have that protective piece right there to rest on this piece right here, to rest on the jack. I put this over here on purpose because my tailgate, it fell once and almost messed that shit up, man. It's a good thing I was there to catch it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna install mine just like this. Okay? So now what you gotta do is, now you gotta come back. You're gonna need both hands for this. You're gonna have to lift. Obviously you gotta put this back. You gotta lift this body up to slide this back underneath. Okay? Okay. So once you finish lifting it and inserting the bottom piece right here, just remember there are grooves to this. So just match up the grooves to this body right here and you'll be able to insert it. It's like child's play. Now once you're done, you got to figure out how far, you know, you want this up or down. I'm going to put it all the way up for now and extend the jack and see how far it goes. All right, guys, so just a heads up, in the directions, it does say to install the jack this way, facing the towing vehicle, because it could compromise the way how the manual crank and depending on the design of the vehicle, the manual crank might not work or whatever the case, because this, if the back of the vehicle is too big or whatever the case might be. Okay, so I already tested it. I could either install it like this or literally like this. Okay, and I think, you know, I mean, in all honesty, I feel like it's just going to be more convenient, you know, I mean, if it faces this way. Although if it faces the towing vehicle, okay, I like this angle right here. So if the tailgate were to come down, it's going to be sitting at this angle right here and hitting it at an angle, which I think it's so you know what, I changed my mind. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I could always change it. Okay, I'll leave it like this for now. All I just got to remember, this is the light on this side, because the light is to the bottom over here to shine in case you need it. I don't know how the light looks yet at night. Obviously I just pulled this out of the box. Okay, and this is the switch I'm mainly concerned with. Okay, now later on, guys, this bubble level, in order to calibrate this, you actually have to, mine is actually sitting in the middle right now because my jack is actually level. Normally what you would have to do, so right now mine is dead center. Let me show you. I don't know if you could see this, but that white bubble is dead center. Now normally you would have to take your Phillips head screwdriver, take this out, put it on a flat surface on your trailer, like in the inside or whatever, without the screws. And what you would have to do is you have to remove your towing vehicle. You got to remove the towing vehicle and wind up and down the jack to make sure your trailer is level. Now once it's level, then you take that bubble level and put it back on the jack itself. But mine's, since I already did all my calculations, like how much drop I need and so forth, guess what? My trailer is dead level. And that's the reason why the towing bubble is the way it is, dead center. Don't know if you could see it, but there's a white bubble in there, dead center. You know what I mean? So now that is relieving me from a lot of freaking work. But this is a really good idea that they had, because it'll tell you if your trailer is level to the towing vehicle. So it'll let you know if you need to drop your hitch or raise your hitch or whatever the case might be. Okay, so now what you need to do is get all your hardware together. Okay, now guys, at the end you are going to need a torque wrench, because they want these bolts to be torqued down to about 15 to 20 foot-pounds. Okay, so now you got to take these star washers right here, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, these star washers, you have to put them in between this and the frame. Okay, so let me do that real quick. All right guys, so it should look like something like that. So it goes in between the frame and this mounting plate right here. And this would be a good time to put some WD-40 on these bolt threads to keep them water resistant, corrosion resistant. Okay, just to make things quicker. Okay, now it's actually threaded in there. These they actually have threads in this metal, but they give you these locking washers and nuts as well. So I'm gonna use them just in case. You never know, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use them. Okay, so hold on. All right guys, so just wiped everything down. Now before I put on the locking washers and that nut, if you want to know if you're going on the right course, once you put that washer in between this mounting plate and the frame, if you have a little battery right here, this is a little 12-volt battery, take this hot wire, touch it to the positive. Now once you push one of these buttons, either extend or return, it should move. Ready? Let's see what we hear. Okay, come on. Okay, I just tuck that wire under there. Ready? Extend. There it goes. So it actually works. You get what I'm saying? So now I know that I can either tap this wire right here to either this red wire that goes to this battery, or okay, because this battery constantly gets recharged every time I plug the trailer in, or I could tap it right to, I could literally tap this right to, let me see, the trailer wire. There's a black wire in here. Yep, there's a black wire in here. One second, I could just pull out this battery. Second. Okay. Yep, this wire right here, this thick wire right here is connected to this black wire. That's a constant 12 volts. Okay, it's a constant 12 volts. So I could connect it up either way. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna literally tap this wire here into here, and that's it. All right guys, so what I did was I just wrapped the wire around, ran it through there. By the way, this last washer and nut is going to be a pain in the ass to use because it's going to be hell to get that head bolt over there. But even though, guess what? My jack was just held up with these bolts because there's threading in the frame. So it was fine the entire time. I don't think I even need to use these nuts and locking washers, but I'm still going to use it on that side. And you got to torque it down. Remember, torque it down 15 to 20 foot-pounds. Okay. Now, as I said, I wrapped the wire around, ran it through that little hole right there, ran it inside this box. So here it is. And what I'm going to be using are these bigger gauge wire taps right here. These yellow ones are for like around 12 gauge type wire. Okay, this wire over here, I think it's like I think might be a 14 gauge maybe. But this tap will be sufficient for it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap into that real quick and then put the battery back. Okay, so that is how the wire tap looks, and my truck was sleeping. So once I unlocked it and it kind of like woke up, I saw my inverter turn on inside of the trailer, and guess what? Once you turn the light on and off, see, now you can see the light. It's actually a pretty nice light, so it should, you know, have some type of value late in the evening. Okay, I'll test that later on, but now, you know, when you hit on extend, he's moving. All right guys, so I just tested it out at the bottom notch. Okay, it lifted it just enough to get the hitch out. So either I could leave it right there or take it up an inch, which will, you know, I mean, alleviate me from going all the way to the end of the where the motor winds. Or I could just leave it like that, as I said. But it works pretty good. Works pretty good. Let me see. So let me hit return. That's really it. And what I'll do now, I could just drop it an inch and that's it. And another thing, guys, so let's say you jack up the trailer electronically and you pull the truck away. Okay, and let's pretend something happened where you didn't have any power. See this tool right here? Notice the grooves in it. There's grooves in there. Okay, just put it in and just wiggle it around and it'll fall into place. And I'll tell you, this is way better and way easier to jack this bad boy up than the other manual jack. I'll tell you that right now. Like, way easier. A lot easier. And obviously it'll be even easier to bring it down, because obviously you're working with gravity. I'm talking about, I'm not putting any type of power on this whatsoever. All right, guys, so the installation is complete. Just gotta zip tie that box back closed. Everything is connected, everything is secured. Let's remember, since the frame had threads, I torqued down the top 20 foot-pounds, then the bottom nuts at 20 foot-pounds, and we're pretty much straight. So all I got to do now is just plug that bad boy into the truck, and that's really it. And we have power. If I don't have power, or the truck is not here, or I'm backing the truck up, let's say I lowered the trailer at a level increment and I needed to wind it back up without, you know, the power being there, you know what I mean? You always have this tool right here. And obviously don't forget to put the cap back on. It's water resistant, so it seals nice so the water can't get in. And just keep this in your car or the trailer. Matter of fact, that's the best place to keep it. Keep it in the trailer, and so you don't have you never lose it. And that's it. So guys, definitely like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. But I wanna do a little clip later to see how bright this light is. But guys, you can't beat it. All right, guys, so it's much later in the evening, and I reattached the trailer to the truck because I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration, okay, of how everything looks. Obviously, retract, extend. This is the light. I wanted to show you how bright the light would be. So let's see. It's not bad, to tell you the truth. It's not bad, especially as it gets even darker. So honestly, for a light, it's really not that bad, where you could see where you're plugging in the plug for the 7-pin trailer hitch. And I just wanted to show you again, once you're plugged up, you know what I mean, all you got to do is extend, okay, yeah, this is this is fantastic. Beats freaking winding it, I'll tell you that much. Now, there's something cool that I want to show you right before I go. This is a nice accessory. It'll cost you about $15, $16, maybe, let's pretend $20 with tax. So it's from a company called BEETRO RV, as you can see written right here. It's an electric tongue jack cover with D-rings. There's an option without D-rings and with D-rings. And I'll show you why the D-rings come in handy. So once you put this bad boy over, just put it over like so, spin it so the D-rings are on the side of the jack. And you can either hang it low or high, and guess what? You hang the D-rings on each side, and guess what? It pulls it down so the wind can't blow it away. Plus you have 2 drawstrings. Okay, you have 2 drawstrings, and you hook your other one on the side. I'll show you real quick. And that's how it looks when it's finished. These hooks really add weight to the D-rings. So it's like, it's definitely not gonna blow away. I'll tell you that much. Definitely not gonna blow away. So, and then you tighten up your drawstrings. You can make them as tight as you need, and that's it. So you could have this once you park your trailer or whatever the case might be. Now, don't get me wrong, the tongue jack is made to get wet, but still, you know what I mean, if you want to take care of your investment, especially like the winter's going to be pretty bad here, and you don't want water and ice and stuff settling on the components, definitely get this. It's, as I said, BEETRO RV 600D universal trailer. It's a protective black cover with the D-rings. They have it in black and camo, actually in gray as well. And remember, you can get it with or without D-rings. And other than that, that's really it, guys. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.